Hello, everybody. Here we go again. I guess I'm trying to mess around with this video recorder. They want me to do the upgrades on it right away. This is the video proc recorder, which I don't know. I don't know if I like this one or not. I think we are recording. I'm hoping. I'm hoping everything's going to work out okay. And it's going to work and adjust to my wide screen. All right. Here's the rundown on this build, and I think we'll run around outside too and shock stuff. I was talking with some of my old guildies on chat, I think on Facebook, and I was discussing like how DDO has a bunch of like possible ideas for builds that might be pretty fun to try. Okay, as an old take on this build, this is a half-elf Stormsinger Bard, 12, and 8 Wizard. And so on the old Bard, or old half-elf, you know, you get to pick a dilettante feat, and I had done videos or whatever on this being a half-elf warlock dilettante, about extra damage on your spell casts, right? It happens every 2 seconds and you get extra fire damage. Okay. And then half-elf also gets a dragon mark of the whatever, dragon mark of the storm, which is called lightning storm. Okay, so if you can see where I'm going with this, the Stormsinger, if you do work up in the Stormsinger Bard tree, right here on the second thing on the bottom of the enhancements of the Stormsinger, it's the lightning strike ability. It says your sonic and cold spells have a 20% chance to cause a massive lightning strike. Okay, which ends up being separate from the dragon mark over here. The dragon mark of the storm. Okay, that's just its own random thing. 7 to 12 electric damage per caster level on whatever mob. You can't control it, you can't target it. Whereas this, if you hit something with a cold spell or a sonic spell, there's just a 20% chance that target will proc another electrical strike from the sky. So I decided to mix both abilities, obviously, on this build. And it's crazy. It's not for the faint of heart. But we'll get back to this in a minute, because the last thing, which I was chatting up, is in the Epic Destinies over here. And I am in the Magus of the Apocalypse. Okay, and then if you take the Frostlight and then you work that up to the Chill Aura or the Negative Aura, you're automatically doing cold, what amounts to a cold spell as an aura. So if you really see where I'm going with this, my primary damage type is actually cold. It's not even sonic, because I have more AoEs from cold spells from the wizard. Unlike, well, if you take the Stormsinger up there, though, you can get the Sleet Storm or whatever, which counts too. Except most gamers don't like that because they need freedom of movement to you know, go to move around in it freely. So just by doing this and hanging around in close proximity, I'm already doing cold damage, which raises the chance of this enhancement to proc anyway. So the four major damage types are uh, electrical, cold, some force damage from the bludgeon effect on Ice Storm, and Sonic. I'm trying to do all four right now. Then, just because, you know, I didn't work up the 5th tier in Stormsinger at all on this. I went into one of my old favorites for more force damage and Arcane Supremacy, the Archmage Wiz. Okay, Archmage does have this cool thing and force clickies, SLAs up the left-hand side, and higher force, fire, and untyped damage, whatever crit chance. So I'm in this on the 5th tier, even though I only got 8 levels of Wizard. Running around waiting for that to proc, so then I drop bombs. Usually. Or I drop them just beforehand, because I feel like it. Trying to pad my kill count, like any good soldier would. Alright, so 39 points in this tree, 28 here, and 29 over here. Look, took the half-elf dilettante stuff for Warlock all the way up. And I don't have an action surge, but I would take this to improve charisma or intelligence. You know, you have to keep in mind that all of your Stormsinger songs and spells are coming off of charisma as the base, and all of your like these force missile clickies and everything out down here, the DC for them is coming off of your intelligence because they're on the wizard side. Okay? So even I don't think the DCs on these are as high as what I would want. See, it doesn't say for chain missiles. Arcane Blast is coming in at a 67 reflex, which is low. I think I have to do some work here, gear-wise. Maybe to try to get that in the 70s. Chain missiles is probably at that too, and so is the magic missile. From Evocation Focus down here, I took Evocation Archmage. Okay. I'm gonna show my enhancements here. Nope, not enhancements. We're gonna show character sheet again. I think starting stats on this was a 18 for charisma, 18 con, and 12 intelligence. The rest were dump. And then what you're doing is, oh, I will open up Epic Destinies. Okay, another thing is this, the Epic Destiny tree. Now that I'm, what, level 32, maximum legendary XP achieved, I got 39 in the Magus of the Apocalypse, and then along with that you get the time stop. Okay, and this is where I actually did use the enchantment, the focus here for your spell DCs on the 3rd tier for enchantment. Even though I don't really have that many enchantment spells outside of the sphere and this one single hold person. Okay, because in the other trees I made up for the other things that I needed. I actually went into Primal here, and obviously this Spirit Boon, I mean, it's another +2 to your Charisma and Wisdom and Intelligence. And some of these strikes in here, Stormcatcher, I'm on the cold side of the Primal. Cold and Electric and Sonic. Even though I'm not in the Destiny, you can still use those epic strikes out of here, and they're fabulous for this build. Thunder Snow and Stormcatcher, as well as your big comet fall up here, your 0-degree comet. from the Magus, and you're freezing, what is this called, the Moonlance. Okay, those are all cold base, so I've been getting procs on the electrical strikes on these anyway. You know, a lot of opportunities to get that that thing to strike. On the Draconic, I'm actually using a blue Dragon Breath, which is electrical. I could even move this over to cold anyway. The cold dragon. If I really wanted to boost that one thing up, and I think probably in the next couple days or so, if I get tired of playing this, I'm gonna go full in on Draconic because the Dragon Breath is wicked, and I'd probably do it as cold again just for another chance to proc that effect. So that's just the idea of what I'm doing. Now, in terms of what I was talking to my guildie about, the negative warlock, or in terms of tuned characters that just sort of emanate damage, like you could just do damage by standing there if you want to. I don't even have to cast a spell really. This Destiny, the Magus, the Eclipse is the Apocalypse. No, the Eclipse. Um, it it can also make this version a negative energy damage, like all the time, if you want to. So, yeah, I know, like right up your alley for Wizard. Wizard already has death auras that you have to fire off manually. Or something else. I don't know what else. But I'm just saying that there's a lot of things in here where you can do a lot of mutt builds or mixed builds that not everybody plays, that just, you know, do different damage types. Pretty fun. At least I'm not bored of this yet. I'm not bored of this. Alright, so I'm just gonna go out here and show you commence the shockings. Right, I just do some general buffs. This is the Isle of Dread. And first thing is, I won't even trigger off that dragon mark right there. I'm just gonna walk up to some mobs so that you can see that aura from the Epic Destiny is going off. And there it is. It's just cold damage. And it even says up here in my combat log that you hit them for X amount, 2,443 points of cold damage. Didn't even cast anything. I wish the swirl was still there though. Like you would see a little like blue thing. This time I just did a web so I wouldn't get hit. And there you go. Didn't cast anything. Still the cold. Just cold. And that cold effect froze him. I don't know, can't remember where that's coming from. I am wearing this acid ring, the bound elemental ring of acid, so if you saw acid damage come up on that video, it's because that's proccing off that cold damage effect. Like, let's say they have over 2,000 hit points or whatever. It'll show it. These guys just hanging out. Boy, that's a little slow. Gotta hang out for a minute. Now, when I hit the beach, I'm actually gonna fire off that lightning thing, and we'll start casting actual spells. You see the acid come up on that, and then that was just an ice storm first, which I don't know if it procced the Dragon Mark or the Bard ability, but I really don't have to cast it all very much. Sitting there with 4,600 spell points, and I haven't hardly done anything except hit clickies. Here's a rare, and he wants to run away from me. Man, I can't even tell what all that was. It's just, I did put a dot on, reverberate, damage over time. But very interesting. I've been trying to keep an eye on the upper left-hand corner up here. It still says we have 30 seconds left on that electric strike. So there you go. There's one for 10 grand. There's another proc on the acid on that lion. Let's see what this guy, I'll try to do Sonic on this guy because he's an undead skull. And I will trigger that again, the Dragon Mark. See those ghouls and stuff are getting, whites are getting hit with that. Pretty interesting. So another tactic is like if I got a big group of mobs, no rare today, I'll just lay down the ice storm because that's still gonna make it proc. And it's got a big area of effect to it, so you'll pretty much hit everything. Anyway, here's those special. This is just gonna be, geez, my lightning strike killed him anyway. This is gonna be Storm Catcher. So I don't even know what hit first, if that was just an electric strike or what. Random. Alright, so I guess I'll end the video. Just keep in mind that if you're gonna play a build like this, that when you get in on High Reaper, you can't control what it's hitting, which is like why I had the most fun. But if you're in High Reaper or something and you don't want aggro, my recommendation is do not play this build in there. Your tank will be trying to run around and save you all that damage, and there'll be nothing you can really do about mitigating the time that they have aggro. Just back up. Look at Shock and Deer in the distance. Real slow on Death Aura around me. Anyway, thank you all. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're doing well over there on Kyber. Hi everybody.